Hey there, this is Anthony Gordon with Avid Artist Relations here at South by Southwest 2012. And I'm here with front of house sound engineer John Cooper. Hey John, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Doing great.
So South by Southwest, as a lot of people know, it's a great opportunity for a lot of young up and coming bands to come out here and make something of their careers and break on through that next level. And you're a front of house sound engineer with Bruce Springsteen. So is this the year that Bruce Springsteen's going to finally break on through into the mainstream?
I think the guy's got a future. Yeah. I don't know. You know, we're out starting a tour. This is another event we've shoehorned a very large show into, and it should be a lot of fun. You know, so
It's the talk of the town. I'm telling you, the whole city is just buzzing with the idea of seeing Bruce play tonight. So you're playing at an intimate venue. How did you squeeze down your show to pull this off tonight?
It's what we do. I mean, it happens all the time. We did the Apollo last week in Harlem, and we oftentimes will do special events, different things like this, and it's just what we do. You know, it's a neat thing about this show. It can work anywhere. So it works from theaters to stadiums.
So tell us a little bit about the technology you're using. I know you're a venue guy. What kind of venue rig are you running?
I use an Avid profile. 96 channel. Actually, I've jammed 104 inputs into it for this tour, taking advantage of some of the effect returns with some outboard pre's for audience mics because I ran out of inputs. And I'm also running a dual engine system in front of house. I have an A engine and a B engine, both simultaneously online with the stage racks, which I don't think anybody else is doing. And it's linked through an A-B switch that allows...
Why do you do that?
Well, in my world, you have to have a backup system, and you have to have a backup for the backup system. And frankly, any situation, I think, any engineer that goes out and does touring at any kind of level where you're talking about national exposure and that type of work that does not have a backup system in place it's just a matter of time till they have a show-stopping failure. There's too much money at stake for that to be my responsibility, the show stopped. So I have an A-B system. I also run two 112-track Pro Tools rigs at front of house simultaneously. One runs off the A engine, one runs off the B engine. They're fired by a MIDI from the A engine to the B engine. And there's a little device called an APB mix switch that receives output from A engine and B engine, and at the push of a button I can select the B engine if I feel that the A engine's misbehaving or there's a failure, which has never happened, by the way. And then the third backup is I take a mix minus from Troy Milner, our stage right monitor engineer, and then a vocal input. So I have a mix minus, his vocal, and a vocal input on the mix switch as well. So if I lose everything at front of house, I take his mix and put it through the PA till we sort out any problems we might be having out there. Again, I've never had this problem, and I don't plan on it. And if I do, you know, my fire drill's in place. Yeah. So, you know, it's a question often asked, what do you do if this fails? Well, I do this. What do you do if that fails? I do this. That generally satisfies the question. So, but it's just smart business, you know. You know, the products have stood up. They've stood up to a quite harsh set of conditions that we put them through, from cold to hot to cobblestone streets in Barcelona to, you know, wherever we end up dragging these things around to. They've always worked, but I've watched guys who didn't prepare with their head in their hands, sobbing at front of a house, afraid to go talk to their artist because their console failed, and I'm not going to be that guy.
It's never happened to you, never will, huh?
I've had PA problems over the years, a couple of times here and there, and sometimes those things are just unavoidable. We've had generator issues, and sometimes those things are unavoidable, even with 4 generators with tandem engines. You just try and prevent them. That's all you can do. But to go in and not do that is crazy. So that's my motivation.
So you're recording everything. It sounds like you're archiving all these shows. What are the plans for that? Is that something that the band likes to review? Is it stuff that you're planning as a release?
You never know. It just goes to the vaults. Yeah. You know, we do a primary and a safety of every show. We back up to LTO5 tape backup systems, and those head on to the various vaults. They're stored in 2 locations and tucked away for whether it be 5 months or 50 years, who knows? Yeah. You know, they're just my job to make sure that it gets on there and gets archived and gets documented. So I've had a lot of good help with a dear friend of mine, Brett Dykus, who mixes Nora Jones, has been one of my system and recording engineers out here, and I've had the privilege of having him out here for the past 4 or 5 years. I don't have him this year, so my responsibilities increased in that regard, and therefore I've turned system engineering responsibility over to others, where I'm not involved in that at all anymore. Yeah. So.
But you have a trusted team, it sounds like.
I'm a blessed individual. I have some of the best guys in the business looking after me, so I don't have anything. I have 0 concerns. Yeah.
I'll tell you, in the popular imagination, people think of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band as a family, and obviously you're a integral part of this family, and it's just an honor to be talking to you. I'm a ridiculous Bruce Springsteen fan. Just hearing about these vaults that you have of every show, I'm like, oh.
I'm the new guy. I've only been here 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so but no, we do have a great group of people. It starts from the top, and that's why it's so good. Yeah. You know, nobody has any more fun than him, and we try and bring the A game every night. You know, sometimes we fall short, but we try and keep up. You know, it's one of those kind of deals. This tour ended. We ended the last tour in the fall of 2009. We're just now starting the new tour, and out of almost 80 or 90 people, half a dozen didn't return, to give you an idea of how many people want to be on this tour, and how privileged we all feel it is, how much of a privilege we feel it all is to be here, So.
Well, have a great gig tonight. I don't think we can say where it is because it's sort of a secret, right?
I don't even know where it is.
Yeah. They've kept a pretty tight secret on it.
In the bus all day. I don't know what's going on, so.
Well, I know you guys are going to kill it as you do every single night that you guys go out there and do it. You're always bringing your A game. Such a privilege to speak with you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, great.
My pleasure. Okay.
Hey, keep following us on Twitter at Avid, at Pro Tools AR Man. We've got a lot more coming at you from South by Southwest 2012. Check it out.